Christmas Eve, mistletoe in Christmas, Santa Claus coming to town. Christmas. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I
Very
made it up.
festive.
That was just a song I made up for no reason. To another episode of Being Human. It's good to see you all. And this is the Christmas special.
Yes, it is
Christmas
December.
Curry special. It is December. And we are only releasing episodes every month. So this is the closest one to Christmas that we're going to have.
Yep.
So we thought we would talk about that holiday. The almighty of holidays.
It gives us a whole month to do our research and
Yeah.
planning, and we really spend a lot of time and effort.
We do,
doing
and we
that.
do a lot of charity work. I drown dolphins, for instance, which I didn't realize was really difficult to do.
Yeah.
Really difficult.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And do you use both your hands or?
I use one hand,
Yeah.
and the other one I use to push the guy away next to me and going, "No, we don't do that. That's not what we're doing." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Yeah.
How does that charity help the world?
Well, it's very Christmas related, in the sense of they invite underprivileged kids to come watch. I drown the dolphin.
What lessons do you think that teaches them?
It teaches them about Christ.
Christianity.
Christianity, yes.
Yeah.
The very
And
same.
the very principles of Christmas.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about today,
Yeah.
the principles of Christmas. So I guess the question is, obviously a long time ago, many would argue against this, obviously, because now we know Christmas is really a pagan ritual that was taken up by Christians to represent something, right? But what does Christmas mean to you? Because you're not religious, you know.
For me, it's more a time to just spend with my family.
Yeah, fair enough.
And see friends, have time off from work, reflect on the year that's just been.
Do you do that though? Do you reflect?
Kind of, yeah. I think about I do, and it's because it is the end of the year, and I don't believe in waiting till the end of the year to set yourself a goal and do this whole new year. If you want to make a change in your life, just do it. However, you do get to the end of the year, and you can't help but reflect and look back on all the things that you've potentially done, not done, could do better. Dolphins you could have drowned.
I know, better techniques of drowning dolphins. Something I think that really... so for the viewers at home, I know obviously you probably just think me and Chris have just met. But I would say we're best friends. And part of that, I think, is one thing we definitely have in common, and is part to do with that reflecting on the past year. Even though, yeah, you're right, you should always be reflecting and making yourself a better person. Be it better in terms of morally being nicer to other people, which I'd say is difficult to do really now because we don't do anything that's one would say is a terrible thing to do. But I mean,
speak for yourself.
I do charity work, you know, that's good.
I don't.
There you go.
So,
that's the issue. But the thing that I think really draws me to you as a person I respect is that you're constantly trying to improve on yourself. So, you know, coming to that New Year's thing and people going, okay, I'm going to do something to improve on myself now. I feel like I personally, like for instance, the gym is somewhere where I constantly want to keep on doing better. And I feel like you're exactly the same, not necessarily just in the gym, but in other things as well.
I haven't been to the gym for about 5 months.
Yeah, it's because you got kicked out you kept on showing your penis to people.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the best light.
Well, it is good lighting.
The lighting is good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it shows the striations on it. Yeah, and
if you're proud, you're proud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, let someone just have their moment.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Your dick, right? It looks like if someone lost their arms, legs, and head. Like they were like a Viking warrior, right? In the prime of their life, just ripped.
Yeah.
But then they got in a fight with a boat. And the boat won, and it just tore off all their limbs. Yours looks like that. It looks like you're carrying a Viking's torso.
It's mainly because I never train arms or legs.
So your cock.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. Yeah, because I've seen you in the rack, right, in the squat rack, and the bar's going up and down, but you're stood completely still. It's pretty impressive. Yeah. So that's one of the things you're improving on.
This Christmas. Yeah,
this Christmas. But do you genuinely set yourself like goals for the? How do you go? Okay, this is something I need to improve on.
Well, I assess my life, where I am in my career, and then I think, what could I be doing better? What could I be doing right now that will help me get to where I want to be in the future? And I've set myself a long-term goal ages ago, probably about 2 years ago now.
Dude, I'm not going to get with you. I know that's your goal.
Well, I'm working on it. You just got to do small little steps. Start a podcast. Do that for a couple of years.
And then just see what happens.
Start filming it. We'll see where it goes.
Eventually, the pressure will get to him. And he'll get with me, but other than that, other than pushing... Let's not say the R word, because that's not what you're doing. You're just trying to steadily put pressure on me until I get with you.
Without any consent.
Which is just without consent, right? And sometimes when I'm asleep, you slip it in for a second, and then you slip out. I'm not saying what you slip in, but it feels like a Viking's torso.
If Jesus was alive, what curry do you think he would eat?
That's a really difficult question. I've obviously often contemplated, and many philosophers have actually discussed this. I think it was Galileo who said he would have eaten a korma. Yeah, that's what Galileo said. I think that's what.
But he never said why. And that's where I think the critics, the line is drawn. Yeah. And if you actually go back and read his work, you will see that he might have been more of a tikka.
Well, dude, that's the weird thing about Galileo, right? Because, as you said, he wrote he would have eaten a korma. Sorry, he wrote Jesus Christ would have eaten korma, right? And I'm not translating into modern English. That's literally what he wrote. Yeah. And the odd thing is, though, as you said. All his previous work really seemed to lead towards a direction of saying it would have been a tikka.
Exactly,
which is odd that he came to the conclusion of korma.
So, who's to say, and this is going into the realms of conspiracy theory, and he might have even not wrote that last line. I'm just saying, where was Judas?
But on that note, what do you think about people who eat in untraditional Christmas dinners? So some people will go to a Indian restaurant and have an Indian for the Christmas.
And what does that consist of?
It depends if
the roast dinner, sprouts,
like Brussels sprouts, like turkey stuffing, that type of stuff. Dude, and poppadoms.
Well, it makes me sick, obviously.
Like physically, violently ill,
and mentally.
So but like genuinely, what do you think of it?
I think it's less about the food and it's more about who you're spending it with.
Yeah.
You can eat what you want. You could literally have a slice of jam and bread around the table with your family.
Yeah, that's super fucking sad.
And it's still a Christmas.
Yeah, but it's really sad though.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it is a little bit sad, but I just don't think there's anything wrong. As long as you're happy when you're with your family.
Disgusts me sometimes.
I discuss myself sometimes.
Yeah. If I saw you and your family having a curry, right? Like just any time of the year.
What would you do?
I would walk in and I would come over to your table.
So
right?
you would come to the curry household?
Yeah, that you were no, because you'd be having it out somewhere at a restaurant.
Yeah.
I would walk into the restaurant. I would come over to your table. The way it would go. Sorry, so do you have a reservation? I'll go zip. I would look at him in the face and go. Zip it like that. And then I'd go over to your table, right? And I would part my cheeks. Yeah. And I would fart into your mother's plate, right? And then I'd walk out of there with my trousers around my ankle. I would do that little waddle. The little waddle as you walk out.
Yeah,
like
she
that.
would turn to me and she'd go, Chris, Ricky's really weird.
That's the only response.
And then we should carry on eating.
Yeah. That's the thing about your mum. She's very tolerant. She just go like, oh, well, he's a bit weird. Yeah. Anyway, where were we?
Well, I mean, we are from Middlesbrough.
That's true.
You don't pick and choose your meals.
That's true. That's true. So for people who don't know where Middlesbrough is, if you've ever seen like a giant sinkhole that looks like it's where Earth is just dropping in on itself, that's Middlesbrough. Yeah. You don't really mind what people eat for Christmas.
No.
I don't know. For me, it seems kind of sad, going to somewhere like a restaurant for Christmas. I guess partly for me, it would be to do with seeing other people have to work on Christmas would make me feel a little bit sad.
Of course, yeah.
So getting someone to have to, even though to them, it's just because they don't celebrate Christmas, fine, fair enough, you're a heathen, that's fine, Jesus Christ died for your sins, but it's fine, But, and also it's because obviously I was brought up in a family where you'd be 50 just cramped, sweaty Indian people, just in a little room in like a little shoebox, and it'd all be dark, and then, like a little hole would poke through the ceiling, and you'd go, "Are we almost there yet?" And then they'd go, "Yeah, no, have some Brussels sprouts." And they'd like put some sprouts through the little hole, like they just just the hole. And it was like,
and what would you do?
And I was like, "Oh, thank you, food, Jesus, thank you," because I thought that was God. But the light would come through, and then suddenly the light would disappear again. You'd hear like a cork go into the box. But that's what Christmas was like, for me, and that's why it makes me sad when I see like families together out, having meals at restaurants.
You like to be at home around, or in a box, as you say.
Well, metaphorical, literally a metaphorical box on the way from India to England.
With someone poking sprouts through the window.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's why I love glory holes.
Yeah, because
no one's ever poked a sprout through them.
Yet.
Yeah, that's why.
They will now.
That's why I keep going back. So it just reminds me of when I was a child.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that would be a good campaign for a company that is trying to promote healthy nutrition.
Eating.
And eating over Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah.
Poking sprouts through glory holes.
Like. It would be two birds with one stone. Obviously, having a glory hole in your restaurant would be something that would be like a sign of lower class, not a established place.
I've got a name for our company.
Okay, I didn't know
we could call ourselves Glory Sprout.
That's very
Glory
good.
Sprout.
Glory Sprouts, yeah. And what's our campaign?
We use an app.
Yeah.
And this app locates your nearest glory hole.
Okay, yeah.
And every time you go, you get points for every sprout you eat.
Okay, yeah.
And you can use those points to buy more sprouts.
Yeah. But what gives incentive for people to put sprouts through the hole rather than their cock?
I haven't figured that bit out.
Okay, but you're on the way.
Yeah. They get points. They get reward points.
So that's a very clever idea, and I think we're going to 100% pursue that. So if anyone sees it out there, do it. Great Christmas fun. Get your family together. Imagine you and your dad out and about on the town. You're like, "Hey, Dad, look, we're close to a glory hole. Let's go get some sprouts in our mouths." And you got to close your eyes, don't you, when you do it? And you're like, "Oh, that doesn't taste like a sprout. That's more like a turnip going in my mouth." But you just got to try it out, to see what happens.
Yeah. And then you rate it after, obviously.
This is a creamy sprout. This, like stuff like that. Yeah. But it's always good to have a rating system because it keeps the engagement.
It keeps it safe as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know that whether you're getting a good service or not,
or a cock.
You wouldn't go to a glory hole with low rating.
Yeah, because you're just going to get a cock in your mouth. It's not going to be a Brussels sprout.
This is basically an app for thrill seekers.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, if you don't do it, you aren't brave, is what we're saying. And that should be your New Year's resolution, to be braver. And as part of that, you've got to get the Glory Sprout. Is that what we're calling it? Yeah, Glory Sprout app. But something we were discussing earlier, prior to starting, was saying about basically how things like apps, for instance, have made Christmas a very, very different occasion now. Especially in the sense of the lead up to Christmas. Previously, like my mum, she would have to spend a good month before she would start shopping for Christmas, basically, like getting the presents and all of that stuff. But now you are an app click away from getting stuff delivered the next day for you.
Yeah.
And it must completely change the game of Christmas for people.
Absolutely. And the whole reason that came about is because logistically, how is one guy going to deliver all those presents? I mean, he has the hardest job in the world.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine the stress that he's under, and not even imagine the things he's saying to HR.
So I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But I was talking there about how, now technology is advanced in a way. That means that mothers don't have to go out, and fathers don't have to go out and purchase goods from shops to provide presents for their kids at Christmas. And then you start talking about So if I ask again, so I think it's advanced, really, being able to get presents easily for people. And you were saying that's really good because of some guy who,
who used to do it.
Okay, no? You tell me more about this guy.
So he's called Santa.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
so you,
I had the pleasure of meeting him a while ago.
Okay, how many times did you meet him?
A few times,
okay.
5.
Did he look the same every single time you met him?
I guess so, but that's mainly just because it was always a year apart, and I imagine people change. No. I was young, I was growing up quite fast then.
Okay, so Santa isn't real for starters. Okay. No, you're smirking at me as though you think what I'm saying isn't true.
Well, obviously, there's someone in the world called Santa. So that person will have they'll be, it's like witches, for example.
Wait. Okay, wait. So you're saying, okay, first of all, there might be someone in the world called Santa. I'm not disputing that. In the world, even in this country, there might be a Santa Claus.
Exactly,
even.
yeah.
But no, don't say exactly, because your argument is that you believe there is an actual person who's called Santa Claus. I agree. Actual person called Santa Claus. But the deviation then comes between our arguments. I believe that's just a normal person who's called themselves Santa Claus or has been named Santa Claus. I don't think they're a person who gets on a sleigh, because you agree with that part.
Anything is possible.
No, because no, it's not though. That's the issue.
You've just got to believe.
And then now no.
Of course, you've never seen him.
Okay, you've already deterred my mind's already racing now, because I was annoyed about you saying Santa Claus is real, but now I'm annoyed that you said it's like witches, which makes me think that you think that witches are real.
No, I don't believe in witches, but I believe there are people in the world who identify themselves as witches.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
So not Harry Potter witches.
No, wait. Okay.
We're talking just your average witch.
Okay, no, so see, I can see what you're doing, right? You're waiting for me to calm down and then agree with you, and then you say something else which riles me up. Okay?
It's like Jesus. There's definitely someone in the world who...
Called Jesus, yes.
In fact, I think there are people who do that, who believe that they are the reincarnation of Jesus.
That's true. There are crazy people.
How does that make you feel? Jealous?
Well, I mean, it's jealous being the true Messiah and then other people saying they're you. But you feel sorry for him, obviously, when you see people who are like that. I wonder what they do for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's an odd one.
You'd be celebrating it'd be like your birthday party.
Yeah.
But no one knows. Yeah. So it's a global party that people throw, but you're not invited to any of those parties.
Yes, no. And if you go to one, people are like, why leave? Yeah. You shouldn't be here. What sucks about that though is that our people's birthday will be on Christmas. Sucks. Yeah. My cousin in-law, I guess he's married to my cousin. His birthday's on New Year's, which sucks as well, because it's like you don't get double celebration. Yeah, like for me, I get my birthday, which was recently, and I also get New Year's and I get Christmas. I get triple celebration. Yeah, right? But other people, if yours are on those dates, you don't get to celebrate twice. You just get it that one time.
Oh, that must be so sad.
Yeah, and also on New Year's, no one's like, "Oh yeah, it's Gups' birthday." They're like, "Oh, happy birthday, Gups."
It's New Year.
Yeah, woohoo! Yeah. So that sucks, especially because Gups is one of those crazy guys who wears a sign saying "I am the true Messiah."
How could you solve that? Do you think you could apply to change your birthday?
I don't know. Okay, right. Okay, Chris. You just reminded me that you think Santa Claus is real, and then you said that witches are real, and then when I said you don't really think witches are real, you said, well, no, obviously not. And then you then said, not Harry Potter witches, which means that you think witches are real, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I know I should have left that behind. But you bring me to another point, okay?
Okay. Sometime
in the past, there must have been celebrations that were more important that, say, for in England, Christmas is. So, like, are they called Wiccans, witches, for instance? Whenever they were truly about, not as in terms of people who could actually do witchcraft and stuff, but when they believed in that type of religious thing, they must have had big old celebrations about something. And for instance, like, I know in America, Christmas isn't nearly as big as it is over here.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving's the big one for them. So, like, for Christmas, I don't know, like, for the friends I have over there, at least, they get together on Christmas, but it's not like a big meal and all that type of stuff. I think that's definitely their Thanksgiving. They do that. So they give thanks for raping and pillaging the pilgrims. So
it's kind of dark, but
I mean, they don't do it again each time. They just celebrate.
They just remember it.
Yeah, just remember doing it.
Does anyone else in the world do that? Do we do that?
What? We just do... no, we don't have stuff like that, do we? We just have Christmas. Nothing else really in the UK that people celebrate that much. We do New Year's.
Bonfire night? The guy who tried to put up Parliament?
Yeah, actually, yeah, you raise a very good point. We commemorate the A. He was sliced in like this down the centre first, right? We commemorate drawing and quartering a dude and then burning him.
Yeah, some traditions just don't make sense today.
Yeah, well, that one does. That's cool. Yeah, it's good stuff.
And do you think there are traditions that will arise today that maybe will follow into the future? And also, is Christmas going to be one of those that will potentially die out, or maybe it'll?
It's a hard one because Christmas is no longer even about like its religious connotations, is it?
It's almost bad to tie it to religious.
Yeah, now, yeah, it's definitely in the UK at least. Yeah,
for example, in schools, I've heard that it's not kosher to celebrate it anymore.
It's not kosher to celebrate Christmas anymore.
As in,
Mazel tov on that joke. By the way.
now we're talking about a diverse society filled with many different cultures and religions.
Yeah.
Is it still okay to celebrate and just have one? But then again, it's our very heritage. And
that's the thing, though. So is the religious connotations with Christmas our heritage? Not mine, at least. And I don't know for you. I know your family may, because you're white peeps, you might be more into that type of stuff. But for mine, because we all brown and stuff, we all look like we're tanned and we don't look like we got anemia or, stuff like that, and we were like, we worked in the fields and stuff and actually deserved the money we got given and stuff. And like, we actually worked really hard for what we did. And then we got on that little boat where the guy put the Brussels sprout through the little hole, and then that's when I became westernized. Before that, I was all like, "Oh, hello everyone, how's it going?" And then when he put the little Brussels sprout through, I was like, "Oh, good day to you, sir." And he used to pour tea through the little hole, and I'd go, "Oh, top of the morning," even though that's not what we say in England, that's Irish. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if from what I was just saying there, I'm concluding I don't think that it will continue in terms of religious just because it already, as you said, is deviated away from that. And I think on that note, it's unlikely that anything else that is based on religion will become big in the future. But it's difficult to say because atheism is also almost becoming religious in its sense. Like people are almost like...
they gather together and talk about it.
Yeah, they get together and discuss atheism.
Is that just like discussing hobbies?
I don't really... Yeah. So, do you not believe in God? No, I don't believe in God.
Oh,
Cool.
So you play
what do you
football?
do with your Sundays? Yeah, I play football. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But generally, there's almost like an extremist atheism. Like me, I'm personally not an atheist. I'm 100% agnostic, and the reason I'm agnostic, I would say, is because I'm a scientist, and part of that is that because of everything I see in science, every day I'm asking more questions about things. I never ever have completed a task and had less questions to ask than before I started the task. So, for instance, for me, anything to do with existence, the more I learn about how we came to exist, more questions arise. And
what are your questions? I'll answer them.
Oh, you here?
Yeah.
You here?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do frogs ribbit?
It's because they're mad.
Okay. So if I die and I go to heaven and I see you there, right, and you genuinely are God, and that's the type of answer you gave me, I'd be happy with it. It'd be great.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
It's really simple. You just get straight to it.
Yeah, exactly. There's no bullshit.
Have you got any more?
How many fingers is too many?
7.
Okay, grand. Okay. Yeah. And the listeners at home can decide for themselves what that question meant. But let's just say, from my experience with sleeping over your house, Chris, 2 is too many, okay? And when I'm asleep, 1 is too many. But yeah, I don't know, what's your perspective on the whole, any type of religious event becoming greater in the future as a celebration?
You touched on something really good in the way that I don't think it will ever become more exaggerated than it is. If anything, it's only going to become less focused on the religious aspects the further we go into the future, and more around the commercial aspects of it.
Yes, yeah.
And that commercial-driven Christmas is just inclusive of everyone, regardless of what religion they are.
But not skin colour.
but not you
No whites.
or me.
Yeah. No whites or browns.
Who-
That's the type of Christmas I
then?
want to see. I want to see... Hear me out. Okay, this is going to sound...
Okay.
This is going to sound like a bad thing to say, okay? I'm just going to preface what I'm going to say with that, okay?
You know, I don't think the audience is ready for this.
They will.
Okay.
They better be ready. Strap yourself on. Put a strap on. My ideal Christmas, right, in the future. Let's not call it Christmas. Let's call it something else.
Futuremas.
Sorry?
Futuremas.
Futuremas, exactly. We'll call it Futuremas. And then when it starts happening, they will call it Presentmas. Okay? And then when it has to be ultimately banned because of...
They'll just call it Mass.
So my ideal Christmas would be... The family wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? The alpha male of the family wakes up at 2:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And
who is that?
it doesn't matter because in the future, males and females are just... There's only going to be men, okay? And that doesn't mean that all women would have died out. They will have just started to breed and become men.
Or the alpha females wake up first.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And
there
the
isn't
males.
either. There's neither.
No.
I'm just saying male is a generic term. The alpha person, because there will be neither male or female anymore.
Yes.
We will just be an amalgamation of a thing, right?
Yes.
We'll have cocks, we'll have tits. It'll be great. Everyone will have a great time,
Yeah.
right?
No one will know what's going on.
No one will know what's going on. No one will know what to do. It'll just be a great time.
You can't even make a joke about it.
No, there's no jokes because it's just that's what it is.
Yeah.
And everyone's having a good time.
Jokes are what swear words are.
Yeah, jokes in the future will be
Kids,
banned.
yeah.
Okay. So, futureless, right? So the first thing is the alpha person in the family wakes up, right? 2:30 on the dot, right? Everywhere, regardless of time zone, everyone wakes up 2:30 on the dot, right? I'm not saying UK time. I'm saying wherever you are, as soon as it hits 2:30, you're up, okay? And then they have to go into the back garden. If you haven't got a garden, you find the closest amount of dirt, right? Just structured dirt that is consolidated into a mass, okay? And you start digging with your hands, okay? And eventually you dig so far within that half an hour before the rest of the family wake up that you have hit the next person's hole, okay? So like, say you're digging the earth, right? And you hit that other person's tunnel. And then we have this interconnection of tunnels through the earth that we're all connected. Isn't that what Christmas is about? Connection, right?
Yeah.
And then after that half an hour, your family wake up. They all put on their Futuremas garbs, you know.
Yeah.
The woolly hat with the spike out the top. You know, the Futuremas garb with the spike. And there's got a bloody knuckle.
Yeah.
Out of it. And then you've got your war glasses.
Yeah.
They're just like normal glasses. That's it.
War on the side.
Yeah, they're by a company called War, but we will be that company.
Yeah.
And that's what my family will live off in the future. They will royalty from that. And you'll be wearing your Christmas shorts. Well, the Futuremas shorts, sorry. And they got the fingerprints on them.
Yeah.
You know, so you can identify yourself.
Yeah.
Because every tunnel, after that half an hour, the alpha of the family will turn into a security guard to defend the tunnel. And the only way you can get in is by flashing your fingerprint on your short. So like, oh, Jenny344. Yep, that's you. Beep. You can get into the tunnel, okay?
And question.
Yeah.
What are we defending against?
No, it's just preventing the overlord from overthrowing you, okay? That's all. So the overlord, the evil overlord, you know, Zarknok. Zarknok will be obviously in power at that time, as everyone's predicted. That's basically the Mayans predicted it. Okay?
Yeah. When did they predict it?
They predicted it in 1973.
Oh,
very, very late on. Mayans, you know.
I mean, they took their time, didn't they?
Well, because they wrote one, and then that turned out to be wrong, so they had to start rewriting stuff in 1973. It's a whole thing. If you read a book, you'll find out about it. You read any book.
And what's the title?
Pardon?
What's the title of the book?
Of which book? The book.
The book.
That's what it's called.
All right, the book.
Yeah.
The book by Mr. Mayan.
Yeah.
And the
Abu
tribe.
Dhabi Mayan, that's his name. Yeah.
Mayans and the Tribe.
Exactly.
Good band.
They're very good.
Yeah. But not as good as Futuremas.
Exactly. So, thank you. Futuremas. So yeah, you're defending against Zarknok. That's why you need someone to... And the reason the families are making these interconnected tunnels are so that after that half an hour, so it's 2:30, they wake up, blah, 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 make the tunnel. The family wake up a half an hour afterwards. They come down into the tunnel. Beep, beep. Your shorts. Yep, you can go in. You've got the crown, you know,
with the spike.
Woolly spike hat. And that little knuckle on the front of it has actually got a little light so you can see.
Handy. Yeah.
Nice. Knuckle. Handy.
Yeah.
Nice. handy.
That's what else it's for.
Exactly. That's the only reason.
Yeah, the light helps too.
Yeah, the light does help, so you can see in the tunnels while you're giving people hand jobs. So then your family go down into the tunnel, and then you're all interconnected, and Zargnok doesn't know because he can't see through the ground. That's Futuremas.
But where does Zargnok come from?
So I've from the reading of the book, supposedly comes from like the North Pole or something.
I don't know, because I read it. Right, have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
I have seen Silence of the Lambs.
You know how the guy, the villain, if you will, goes through the whole film wanting to put people's skin on their face.
Yeah, that's
because he wants to be like a woman or a skin person.
Yes,
That's the plot. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it.
It's always best practice to say the spoiler after you've just spoiled it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I don't know what's even worse. Yeah. But anyway, my point being...
Wait, just for everyone, Jesus dies, by the way. Spoiler alert.
My point being, I heard that Zargnok wanted to be Santa.
Okay.
So much that he went around looking for people's skin.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've heard
And when he did that, it really put people off him.
Well, surprisingly.
They were shocked and appalled at his actions. Mm-hmm. So when he came into power inevitably, he needed to rebrand.
Yeah. Well, because he take over Facebook after Zuckerberg got Zuckerberg up to Shanghai because he was being defended against the Zargnok's like principal cards or something anyway. And then after he overthrew him,
Mark Zargnok came into power.
Exactly, yeah. And using Facebook, he could then infiltrate politics, everything. Yeah. Allowed him to bolster himself up.
Which led to him trying to take on the persona of Santa and literally be Santa.
Well, it's because all he ever wanted to be, wasn't it? Yeah. And unfortunately, that's where Futuremas comes in. It's a tradition where people basically hide from Zargnok's guards who essentially kill and they take the skin of people. Because Santa Claus, obviously, in traditional paintings and pictures that people and and the blurry footage people have of him on their cameras where they're like, is that Santa Claus? It's so blurry, even though we all have like HD cameras now and stuff. And he is portrayed as a larger person, right? Yeah. And Zargnok is known to be an endomorph. He can't put weight on. Even if he eats as much as he wants, he can't. Yeah. So he needs layer upon layer of skin. Exactly. To actually get a mask that looks like Santa. So I think he needed something like 1,000 people's skin to be able to get that skin, like that look he wanted. So essentially, the families hide their children. They hide the people in the holes, and the aim of them digging through these holes is for them to, get together, connect with each other, because it's Futuremas. Everyone's connect on Futuremas, and to escape the overthrowing overlord. Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking forward to all this, but it'll be all right. You just got to get in there quick, haven't you? Dude, you just got to go with tradition. Yeah, you know what I mean? And never question it. Exactly. If I've learned anything, is to never question anything. Yeah. That's it. Forget everything I said earlier about being a scientist makes you ask more questions. I was just saying that to sound cool. To sound like a badass motherfucker. Yeah. And it worked. It worked. People out there are like, you know what? I'm not going to fight him because he's so damn badass. Because you will ask so many questions that they'll fall asleep. And then while they're asleep, I'll kick him in the head. And then give him a little kiss. Slip a finger. What? 7. Yeah. So for me, for Christmas, my mum would just ask us what we want for Christmas. So it was kind of, there was no even inclination that he existed. And what would you say? Just tell her what we want. Actually, that was one of the most fun parts of Christmas when we were a kid, is getting a big old fucking catalogue, like an Argos catalogue. You'd open the Argos catalogue and you'd go, I want all this shit stuff. I want this Megazord. I remember my brother, he got a Power Rangers Megazord that was made of like 6 different machines, and you put them all together. And we went to the Gurdwara, so like the Sikh temple, and he lost the leg for it there. And it was just like, oh, this is worthless now. And he threw it at Jeffrey, our butler, and said, get me a new one.
Find me a lick.
Yeah. And it turns out we didn't have a butler. He'd just thrown it at some random guy.
Yeah.
It was a whole court case. It was crazy, but
how did that turn out?
It was a good Christmas. A good Christmas, yeah. Just got out of prison a few months ago. He's not been the same since, but who would, you know?
He still has his Megazord though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he still had that. Got him through. That's got him through the whole prison situation. Yeah. That's what they call it, the prison situation. I know. I'm in the army.
Was it Christmas and Santa and all that Jesus-y stuff never addressed?
Never. Well, it wasn't even. We knew it was a concept, but it wasn't to us. It was just a story, like fucking
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, exactly. Just as epic as Lord of the Rings. But yeah, Mum never said, "Oh, Santa's coming to give you stuff." She would just go to bed, and then we wake up the next day and our stuff would be there.
Where would it be? Under a tree?
It would be weird, really, actually, because what it would be like, we'd wake up at 2:30. Well, Mum would wake up at 2:30 in the morning, right? She'd go into the garden and she'd start digging this hole, right?
Yeah.
And then after half an hour, we would all wake up.
Yeah.
And we'd go into the garden and then she'd check our passes, on our shorts.
Were your fingerprints?
Yeah, fingerprints on our shorts, yeah. And then she'd let us in the hole and she'd go, "This'll make sense in the future."
Yeah.
That's all she said, and then I don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
And then the tunnel, though, generally would lead to the next door neighbour's garden, which was always fun. You'd all get together, let's dig the tunnel to the next door neighbour's garden. And we just thought everyone does it, it's a fun thing to do. I assume you guys did the same thing. And then, you would burrow it, so it would come underneath, a little panel in their living room. Yeah. And you'd because they had lamino flooring, you'd push up the little panel, and then you gently set it aside. Yeah. Because Mum would say, "Oh, you don't want to wake them up. That would be rude, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You want to wake up the neighbours."
Of course.
I was like, obviously. Yeah. So we'd push that aside, and then we'd slowly. I was the agile one. I was the one who was like an athlete. I was like an aerobic athlete. So if we were doing, for instance, one of the Ocean's 11 type films.
Yeah.
I would be the Chinese guy in the box. Who'd be all contorted in the box. And then we'd get into the vault, and then for some reason you'd let me out of the box. Even though I almost seemed like I didn't need to be there. Yeah. That's who I would have been. So I'd crawl out and then grab the presents, right? Yeah. It was really fun. She'd go, "Oh, don't worry. Remember, every Christmas we put our presents underneath their tree and then we come over and get them because it's the family tradition." So we'd go, we'd climb out, we'd grab them and pull them through, and then we'd have to lightly put down the laminate flooring again, fill in the hole behind us as we were going, and then we would fill in their little grass patch. Straight back to our house.
Incredible.
With all the presents. Yeah. It was really good. It was great.
Did you get anything good?
Oh, loads of weird stuff. Everything I circled in the magazine, right?
Yeah.
I never got any of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So why did you even do it?
Mum was just really, she wouldn't buy us the stuff we asked for.
A psychological thing, you only get in life what you go.
It's the kind of thing you're not always going to get what you ask for. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, dude, we got presents. You know what I mean? Yeah. The next door neighbours, it's really weird because they were two girls and they always seemed to be really girly presents we got. But you get what you get. Don't be complacent. Just get what you get. Be happy with it. So. And
I guess that's the true essence of Christmas.
Exactly.
You get what you're given.
Exactly.
You shut up.
Yeah. That's what Christmas was about for our family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then after that. Then we would always get a bang on the door, and then Mum would say, "Lights out," and we'd really fun. We'd all have to turn the lights out really quickly, close the curtains, and we'd all have to hide.
Yeah.
And then she said, "Remember, if they keep banging, don't go to the door." And we'd be like, "Oh, this is such a fun game."
Did you ever go?
No. Oh God, no. Because I'd lose the game.
Oh yeah.
And she said, "If you lose the game, remember what will happen? Mummy will get to prison." And I'd be like, "Oh, that's a funny little joke on the end of the game." So yeah, that's what we used to do a lot for in the morning of Christmas. But I think I'm going to change those traditions with my family.
Oh, how so? What do you think?
Probably just buy them presents instead. I genuinely don't want to spoil my kids, right?
Yeah.
Because my parents did well for themselves, and they definitely, I wouldn't say they spoiled us. Maybe they did. So my dad, his family did not do Christmas until he married my mum.
Really?
Yeah. So until he was 21, they never did Christmas.
What did they do before?
Nothing. They didn't. Christmas wasn't a thing.
Fuck off.
Seriously. So my dad, the only presents he ever used to get were from the next door neighbour, and they would be a box of chocolates or something like that. You know what I mean? Or whatever he could get his hands on after he because he wasn't very good at doing the crawling through the plant lamino grabbing the presents. And
did he always get caught?
So so he'd only managed to get his hands on a box of chocolates or something. But no, seriously, they never did Christmas. But my mum did. My mum's side of the family did.
Oh, right.
So she brought that to him.
Introduced the tradition.
Genuinely, yeah.
And does your dad still believe in Santa?
Well, yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Does he still go when he goes to sleep at night? Does he listen to hear Santa's
he gets dude, he gets really creeped out.
Yeah.
He's like, he knows when I'm sleeping. He knows when I'm awake. So I'm going to be good for goodness sake. And then he puts the duvet over his head and just starts going, because he's scared that Santa's coming.
Just get it over with.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I haven't got the heart nor the gumption to tell him that Santa isn't real.
Yeah, I can imagine it would destroy his whole perception.
His whole world.
Reality.
Exactly. Yeah. It'd be over. It'd be like you saying this is all a simulation. You know, in the future when you have your own family,
yep.
Are there any traditions you want to carry on for Christmas or anything like that?
Absolutely, yeah. There are quite a few, but I think the main one for me is my family around Christmas get quite generous and they like to help people.
Which is a really nice thing to do.
And it's the best time to do it as well. So they go out into the community, look for people who've had maybe a hard year, they don't have a family to celebrate with.
Oh, wow.
And they invite them round to the table and we all have Christmas together, and it's that sense of helping people that fills you with joy at that time of year. And when I grow up and I have a family of myself, I'm gonna invite people like that around the table to join with my family.
Great tradition,
and
really nice.
I'm gonna hold on to that, and I'm gonna go out there and look for those people. And if those people don't need help, I'm gonna make it so they need help.
Wait, what do you mean by I'm uncomfortable? What do you mean by that?
I'm gonna make it. I just want to help people.
Yeah, okay. So I got that part. I was following you up until the point when. So I really like that your family help people. That's a really lovely tradition, and I think it's nice that you want to carry on helping people. But then it was the end part. I might have misheard what you were saying, but you said you're gonna go out and find people who need help. And if they don't need help, you're going to make it so that they need help.
Exactly.
But, okay, so I'm spitballing ideas here. Say you see me out, right?
Yep.
You approach me.
Yep.
And you're like, hey, do you need help this Christmas? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you.
Pop a kneecap.
Wow, it escalates real quick. So you you shoot my kneecap out, and then you just drag me back to your house.
Yeah, for Christmas.
And what do you do with me when we're there?
And it makes me feel good.
Oh, okay. So I think I understand Christmas now.
Yeah,
it's about you feeling good about yourself,
and also helping others.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel good by helping other people.
Imagine if you shot my kneecap out and then I complained about it. Oh, how selfish would that be of me to take your Christmas away from you?
Humbug.
Bar humbug. I'd be a real Scrooge.
Exactly.
I'll be a Scrooge McDuff indeed.
Yeah.
So I never want to take that away from you, friend. And that's a lovely tradition to carry on.
Thank you.
Genuinely, I think a little bit of shit came out when you said... I will make them need help. That really scared me, but there was a twist I did not see coming, but that's good. Yeah. That's good stuff. So
how about you?
Thanks for asking. I mean, I loved having all the family over. Like, it's great, obviously big family, so it's great to have everyone over, like grandma, grandpa, so I'll carry on doing that. And obviously by that point they'll be deceased, but they'll still come to the dinner table. We'll have them there.
How?
We will put them in their chairs.
Okay.
They will be deceased, but they will be
Where
sat.
have they been living?
They're cremated.
Okay.
Their ashes will be on the table and we will put food into their urns.
And then what happens?
They will consume that. And if they don't, they will be punished.
How?
We have ways. In the Bahia family, we will have ways of dealing with those people.
Interesting.
We call them the ungrateful ones. And you don't want to be an ungrateful one, do you? Because we know what happens to the ungrateful ones.
I don't.
No one knows what happens to them.
But you just said you
never
do.
hear of them again. They hear stories about the ungrateful ones.
Tell me one.
They get shanghaied upstate, they say. They get taken. They get taken by an old man with his sack in a big sled, they say. Made to make items for others, they say. Taken to an institution at the northest point, they say. I don't know who they are, but they talk real weird.
That sounds like bullshit to me.
And dude, it takes forever to get an answer out of them because they keep on saying they say in between things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are that you are they.
I'm literally speaking to you right now.
Yeah, you are the they.
Yeah.
Stop saying it as though other people have said it. You are the one saying it.
And how do you think you'll carry on this tradition with your family?
We probably won't do it. That'd be really weird. So
Yeah.
probably just a normal, like, fucking.
You're just going to try and phase it out.
I might have a beef joint there as well as a turkey because most people don't like turkey.
It seems like a waste of food, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people don't eat the turkey.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, it's dry. And like, you're dry, mate. Fuck off, Dad. That
that type of Christmas banter.
Yeah, exactly. My main Christmas tradition is going to be disrespecting people.
Good old honest disrespecting.
So, Merry Christmas to you all.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
And we all hope you have a really good year, and we hope you've learned something from the podcast.
And maybe you've learned some traditions from us that you might like to try yourself with your own family. Yeah. Or maybe not for legal reasons.
Yeah, because if you do those things, you will be punished. And you don't want to be punished, do you?
So they say.
Or they say you shouldn't want to be. So Merry Christmas and a lot of love to all of you.
And have a happy holiday.
And a good New Year. Is that how you pronounce it? New Year?
Yeah. Good New Year.
Good Year. I don't know.
And just a merry little.
And now we'll sing you out with our favourite Christmas song. Christmas, Christmas,
That was beautiful.
Merry Christmas.
If everyone at home isn't crying.
They should be.
Yeah.